The next and the last speaker of this session, Srimati Shaileja M. Shaileja is currently Assistant Professor of Mathematics at the Government Degree College, Vijayanagar, Bangalore. And she is currently working in Bakshi and Vanaja. Both of them are currently working with me for their PhD on different aspects of Indian astronomy. And incidentally, I may mention that both of them, Vanaja and Shaileja, are good writers in Kannada on science topics, and have been contributing articles to various magazines in science magazines in Kannada in Bangalore and Mysore and Bombay University and those places. And particularly since this year happens to be the 9th centenary of Bhaskara. In Karnataka, they are trying to popularize among students the importance of Bhaskara's contribution through their writings. And also they have co-authored 2 books with me, one on magic squares and the other on Sankhya Paddhati, numeral system and geometry in India. And the work on magic squares is based on Narayana Pandita's work, for which we have taken help of Professor Kusma's work on magic squares. His PhD thesis, part of it was on Maya Chakra, and also what else? Magic squares. Our MD Srinivas is here. Dr. MD Srinivas and Raja Sridharan. They had written a wonderful published a paper in IIIHS, and our 2 ladies used that paper also, and they have graciously acknowledged all the authors whom they have used in their book. So I forgot to mention it earlier. So I request now Srimati Shaileja to make a presentation on the 2 pathas or Mahapathas. And this morning, Dr. Sriram touched upon that topic of pathas, Vyatipata and Vaidhrti. So Shaileja will be making it more computation based, and she is interested in inscriptions because many of our Indian inscriptions, they do mention Sankranti, then Uttarayana Punyakala, Dakshinayana Punyakala, and then what? Eclipses, and also Vyatipata and Vaidhrti, because those are considered the right moment to gift us Jagis and so many things. So she may mention those, I think.
Budhabi Vandita Pado Jayati Shri Bhaskara. So let me put my pronouns to the lotus feet of Shri Bhaskara, and my pronouns to all of you assembled over here. And thank you very much, sir, for introducing me to this session. Today I have chosen a topic of Vyatipata and Vaidhrti, that is known as parallel aspects in astral sciences. So that I am discussing in Bhaskara as well. Yeah, an introductory part, I would like to say, in almost all ancient classical texts, we see a chapter called Patadhyaya or Patadhikara. In that chapter, the 2 pathas, Vyatipata and Vaidhrti, are discussed. The methods to compute the instant of patha, and as well as to compute the number of days for the patha to occur or to elapse is mainly discussed in these chapters. That is Gatha or Gamya. Bhaskara in his both of the texts Siddhanta Shiromani and as well as in Karna Kutuhala dedicated a chapter called chapter for the computation of pathas. He remarks that the earlier scholars have got confused while computing the occurrence of the patha. So he says by a shloka, Bahava bhave gataithavye patasya vidusham brahmaha purvesham yatra vadehaham tat sadhanam pisputam. That is, he works to clarify the method of computing the moment of occurrence of patha. So where his ancestors, the earlier scholars, have got confused. So like by saying like this, I'll move on to the phenomena of Vyatipata and Vaidhrti. As we know that when the sun and the moon, in the course of their apparent motion, as observed from the earth, they are placed equidistant with respect to the celestial equator. The equality of the declination of their in magnitudes is called Vyatipata or Vaidhrti, respectively, according as the declination of the sun and the moon are on the same side or on the opposite sides of the celestial equator. In the same thing in Western astral sciences, they are referred as parallel aspects or parallel phenomena of the sun and moon. Here I have quoted one more shloka that is Vyatipato ayana bede golai ekatve arkachandrayoho kantyoho samye Vaidhrita ekhayane anya dig upakrama samatve. The meaning of this actually, in our classical text, if the sum of the tropical sun and the tropical moon is either 6 rashis or 12 rashis, that is 180 degree or 360 degrees, then they provide a first approximation respectively for the Vyatipata and Vaidhriti. I'm pressing the wrong button, I'm sorry. Right, I got it. Yeah, in the above figure, we can just notice that if SL and Mn are equal, then the Vyatipata occurs. That is, both the sun and moon are in the same, are different ayanas, but on the same Uttaragola, and their declinations are equal. So, similarly, the Vyatipata also occurs if both S and M are in the Dakshinagola and their declinations are equal. So, the same way, the Vaidhriti occurs when this SL and M dash and N dash are equal. Here we can see that S and M dash both are in the same ayana, but they are in different gola. S is in Uttara Gola and M is in Dakshina Gola, but the declinations are equal. So this pata is known to be Vaidhrita pata. So, and in the first approximation stated, as I said earlier, the moon's latitude is neglected. So here we can see, notice that the moon we have considered on the ecliptic. So, but all of us, we know that the moon's orbit is different from the ecliptic, and it is inclined about 5 degree 8 minutes, and of course it is an oscillatory orbit, the moon's orbit is. But for the simpler calculation, here we have neglected this inclination of the moon's orbit, and we have considered moon to be on ecliptic for the simple calculation. Yeah, in the first approximation stated earlier, the moon's latitude is neglected, as I said earlier. So here, but we have to work for to get the correct Vyatipata and Vaidhriti, we have to work to considering the true latitude and declination of the moon. Then the formula is sine delta equals to sine beta into cos epsilon plus cos beta into sine lambda into sine epsilon. Here lambda is the tropical longitude of the planet and epsilon is the obliquity of the ecliptic with the celestial equator. In almost in all our classical traditional text, they have considered the obliquity of ecliptic with the celestial equator equal to 24 degrees, but in our modern, according to the modern value, we know the obliquity is 23 degrees 26 minutes. Like this. But as I said earlier, we have considered the beta equals to 0, that is, we have considered the moon on the ecliptic. So by taking that, the above formula 1, it very much it simplifies into, because the beta is 0, the sine beta becomes 0, hence the first term vanishes here. The sine beta 0 means the sine 0 becomes 0. Hence cos 0 is 1. Therefore the sine delta becomes sine lambda into sine epsilon. This gives the delta as sine inverse of sine lambda into sine epsilon in terms of the radians. But if we multiply this by the arc minute, that is 3438 in terms of the arc minutes. Actually with this we can find out the value of pi. The pi is almost equal to 3.1413. 16 is the correct, but according to this value we come to know that it is equal to 3.1413, which is used during that time. Here the same thing I have done to show the Vyatipata and Vaidhrita, that is the same formula. I have taken sine delta S and delta M are the declinations of the sun and the moon. Then sine delta S equals to sine lambda S into sine epsilon, and sine delta M equals to sine lambda M into sine epsilon. Suppose I said for the Vyatipata, the first approximation is the sum of the tropical longitudes of both sun and moon should be either equal to 180 degrees or equal to 360 degrees. If I take the sum of the tropical longitudes of lambda S and lambda M equals to 180 degrees, the lambda S is 180 minus lambda M. Then if I substitute this value here, then it gives us sine lambda m into sine epsilon, which is equals to sine delta m. Sine delta s equals to sine delta m. With this, we can come to this result, that is delta s equals to delta m. This is the condition for the Vyatipata. And the same way, when the tropical longitudes of sun and the moon is equals to 360 degrees, the lambda s equals to 360 degrees minus lambda m. Substituting this value again in the same formula, so we get that the sine of 360 minus lambda m into sine epsilon. The sine of 360 minus lambda m is minus sine lambda m into sine epsilon, which is equals to, I'm very sorry, the minus sign have left out, the minus sine delta m. So with this, we have come to the conclusion that the delta s equals to minus delta m. So that is, the magnitudes are equal in, the declinations are equal in magnitude, but they are in opposite sides. So that is the condition for the Vyatipata. Yeah. In Sumati Harsha's, a commentator on Bhaskara's Karnakutuhalam in his Kanaka Kumuda Kaumudi, he gives one for this one shlokas giving this Kranti Kanda and Sharakanda tables. So for this, I have computed a table with taking the lambda, the tropical longitude as 15 degree, 30 degree, 45 degrees, 60 and 75 in the intervals of 15 degrees, have made a table. So that KK in the sense Karnakutuhala in this case, the deltas when I calculated with the help of the Karnakutuhala, it comes to be for 15 degree it is 362, 30, 703, 45, 1002, and for 60, 1238, all are in arc minutes, and 75 degrees 1388, and for 90 degree 1440. But the earlier formula which I said, the sine delta equals to sine lambda into sine epsilon, by using that formula, that is, I called it as modern formula. So if I calculate with the same values, so I come across with these values which are very close to the values given in Karnakutuhala by Bhaskara. So these values are both are almost very close by. Yeah, this is the table which is given by Sumati Harsha in his Ganaka Kumuda Kaumudi. So both for Kranti Kandas and Sharakandas, he has given table for the different quadrants. The same, the difference, whatever the Kranti, the declination, Kranti in the sense declination, for that he has taken in Kalas, that is 362, 341. The same way he has given in an opposite way for the second quadrant with negative sign. Then like this he proceeds and gives the values for first, second, third and fourth quadrant. The same way the Sharakhandas also he gives here. And we come to know that from his Ganaka Kumuda Kaumudi, Sumati Harsha has computed the example for the place known as Yodapuri, so which we can recognize that as a present Jodhpur with the geolatitude, that is terrestrial latitude 26 degree 18 minutes and longitude of 73 degree 2 minutes. Yeah, I have taken one example from Sumati Harsha's Ganaka Kumuda Kaumudi to compute whether the Pata is occurred or yet to occur, that is whether it is Gata or Gamya. So I have taken example from the Shaka 1539, Kartika Krishna Dashami, that is Mangalwar. Gathabda is 434 years, Ahargana is 1587-51. This date corresponds to 23rd October 1617, that is the Gregorian date. So at the sunrise of Yodapuri, the Nirayana, that is sidereal true sun and the true moon, Ayanamsha, then moon's Pata. Here we should know that the moon's Pata, in the sense it is a moon's node which he had considered as 360 minus Rahu, that is the ascending node, just to get the positive answers while calculating. So after that I have added Ayanamsha to the Nirayana true sun and Nirayana true moon to get Sayana true sun and Sayana true moon. The sum of this S and M both are is equal to 361 degrees 17 minutes 27 degrees, which is greater than 360. Therefore from this we can conclude that the Vyatipata is over. And so how can we know that on which day it is over? So for that we require the daily motions of the sun and the moon. the formula is like this. The sum of the tropical longitudes of the sun and moon minus the 360 that divided by the daily motion of the sun and plus the daily motion of the moon, which gives us the 0 day, 5 Gatis and 47 Vigatis. It means that Vyatipata took place 5 Gatis, 47 Vigatis before the sunrise of Tuesday. So if we subtract that from the 60 Gatis, we come to 54 Gatis, 13 Vigatis of Monday. That is at that instant of Pata on Monday, the Nirayana longitude and of sun and the moon and as well as the Pata can be given like this, and even the Sanyana can be obtained by adding the Ayanamsha. So we can come to the conclusion that the Pata has taken place 54 Gatis and 13 Vigatis of Monday, that is on the previous day, not on that day. So again, Sumati Hasha also explains the procedure for Pata in his book, that is divide Sapata Chandra, that is Sapata Chandra means the Nirayana moon plus the moon's Pata, and divide it by 15. Then the quotient gives the number of Gata Sharakandas and the remainder is used to find the elapsed part of the Boke Sharakanda. Similarly, we divide the Sayana Chandra by 15 and then the quotient gives the number of Gata Krantikandas and the remainder is used to find the elapsed part of the Boke Krantikanda. So now I have calculated all those things to find it out. The Boke Sharakanda we get it as 70 minutes and Shara of the moon we get 55 minutes 30 seconds, and similarly the Sayana true moon is divided by 15 and then we find out the Boge Krantikanda and as well as the Kranti of the moon. The Kranti of the moon is minus 4 degree 41 minutes. In the next step it says that the Kranti corrected Shara has to be found out. So this can be obtained by taking the algebraic sum of the Kranti and as well as the Shara. And to this algebraic 1/13 of the Kranti Boge Kanda is combined. Then we get the algebraic sum of the Shara and Kranti to be minus 3 degree E 45 minutes 30 seconds. And the Kranti corrected Shara, for this we are adding the 1/13 of Boge Kranti Kanda. That results to be the minus has come over there. The minus 3 degree 22 minutes 30 seconds. And then to proceed with the next step, that is we multiply the Shara of Chandra by 15. From this product we go on subtracting the successive Sharakandas as long as it is possible to do. Then such Kandas are called Shuddha Kandas, and the immediate Kanda which cannot be subtracted is called the Ashuddha Kanda. That is from the Kranti Kanda table and the Sharakanda tables we should keep on subtract the thing. So where we cannot subtract, that is Ashuddha Kanda it is called as. The remainder obtained after subtracting all the Shuddha Kandas is divided by Boke Kanda and the result in Amshas is added to the sum of the Shuddha Kandas and multiply by 60 and divide by true daily motion of the moon. The result is in days is the Madhya Kala of the Pata. So this is how actually we determine the sthiti of this and Pata Madhya Kala and as well as Pata Moksha Kala. So as my earlier speaker they said, the beginning, end and Madhya, the same way even for the Pata also we can find out Sparsha Kala, Madhya Kala and Moksha Kala. So with this summary, so I have obtained this summary for the Vyatipata, Vaidhrti Pata, and here the inscriptional and textual references which I am very much interested to share with you people. So I have taken some of the examples from the earlier texts and as well as from the inscriptions also. So but here I have arranged these things according to the chronological order. So have not divided as an inscriptional or textual. So only as a chronological order have taken. So actually in Prutudaka's example on Vyatipata, as it is discussed by P.C. Sengupta in his translation of Kandakatyaka for Shaka 786, 1 synodic month 10 tithis, the KK Hargana is given. So we have verified this by using our software. Actually, sir has done by involving us. We have done one program on parallel aspects. By using this parallel aspects, we have come to know this date corresponds to 20th April of 1864 CE, and the phenomena has took place at 10 hours. and the delta S is 12 degree 59 minutes north and 12 degree 56 minutes north. That is, both are in the north, the declination of sun and the moon. And the tropical sun and tropical moon we have found like this. So you can just add these two, tropical sun and the moon. We can see that it 184 almost, it has crossed 180 degree. So the first approximation for the Pata is either the sum of the true longitudes of the sun and the moon should be either 180 or 360 degrees. But the later we keep on iterating that to find it out, the delta S and delta N. Our purpose is to find out the equal declinations of the sun and the moon. So here the sum of these two need not to be 180 or 360. So this we can see here. And according to Epigraphia Carnatica, so I have found out one more evidence. That is, interestingly, in Beed district of Maharashtra, an inscription about Vyatipata is found. According to that, the phenomena has took place around 19 hours 25 minutes of 23rd April 1127 CE, and it is verified by using the computer program Shaileja M, and we find that the declinations of both sun and moon is equals to 14 degree 28 minutes. Have taken a picture of moons. Here you can see that here at that time 19 hours 25 minutes. So we can see the declination of this as 14 degree 45 minutes. But according to our calculation, our program, we got it as 14 degree 28 minutes. But in Stellarium we got it 14 degree 45 minutes. I could not take the picture of here. You can notice the moon is here. But I could not take the picture of a sun because the sun is very bright, so I couldn't get these values to be shown. So that's why I've taken only the moon's picture from this. From Mallikarjuna, the next references from Mallikarjuna Suri's commentary on Lalla's Shishadi Vriddhida. An example on Vyatipata is worked out for the date Shaka 1107. Chaitra Shukla Vidya Tuesday, that corresponds to 20th February 1185 CE at 12 hours. The delta S and delta M both are almost equal, so but still some more iteration is required to get the equal declinations of those two. In Mallikarjuna Suri's the same commentary, we also find an example on Vaidhrti, which is discussed for the date 5th March 1185 CE. At 16 hours, the tropical sun and the tropical moons are given to be like this, but whereas the declinations is of sun is 3 degree 18 minutes south and the declination of the moon is 3 degree 16 minutes north. This is an example for Vyatipata. So now from South Indian inscriptions, that is from volume 9, that is page 368, these are the South Indian inscriptions have collected. So, which is during the period of Chalukyas of Kalyani. In this, actually the evidences which have got is related, both are related with Karnataka. So on the third pillar in front of the Narasimhaswamy shrine in Kalleshwara temple of Bagali, Arapanalli Taluk of Ballari district. This record belongs to the reign of Yadava king. So on the dated of 5th year of his reign, the cyclic year of Sadharana, that is Sadharana Samvatsara Pushyamasa, Vyatipata has taken place during the Shravana Nakshatra, which corresponds to AD 1250 January 4th, on which day Uttarashada was still current still 0.53 of the day, and the Shravana began after that. It registers the gift of Singanahalu to the Mahajanas of Bagali. So I don't know what is the meaning of this. So by Janarasa under the orders of Chaudi Shetty. Like this it is given in South Indian inscription. So for that day, so we have checked, and this day it corresponds to 4th January 1250 CE. One more inscription have collected, that is from the same volume only. So that is on the slab set up in the front of the Anjaneya temple of Enigi, Hadagali Taluk of the Karnataka. Here is that. So this little damaged and dated 13th year of the reign of Yadava king Kandaradeva, Shaka 1181, Kalayukta Samvatsara, Pushya Amavasya Somavara, Uttarayana Sankranti. They also mentions the day is Uttarayana Sankranti, Surya Grahana, Vyatipata. There is a curious error was Kshaya suppressed, and there could be have been to Pushya Amavasya in that year. nor did any Amavasya that could possibly correspond to the ordinary Pushya Amavasya fall in that year on Monday. So these are the evidences which I have taken from the South Indian inscription. So I have just put what is given in the South Indian inscription, have just placed like this. So but yes sir, yes. This is 1159 CE. Yeah, here I have considered, this is not for that date, actually it is for the date 1185, the earlier one. So for that date I have considered, and it is seen to be the values are very close by. I have considered. So one more inscription I have taken, so that is, there is a reference on Vyatipata in Epigraphia Indica volume 3 in page 231, which is found in a Sindha inscription at Byranamatti. Here also I have collected this Epigraphia India in Byranamatti village. So here you can see the word Vyatipata, Vyatipata Yoga. So Uttarayana Sankranti and Vyatipata. So actually during that day, so some Raja has given, donated some land to the Brahmins. So like that it has mentioned in that. And I have taken one more example. Yes sir. The celebrated Andhra astronomer Ellaya in his commentary Kalpavali on Surya Siddhanta gives an explain on Patavikara. That is on Nandana Samvatsara Jeshta Shukla Panchami Shukrara, corresponds to 22nd May 1472. The next day is the Saturday 23rd May. The actual equality of declination has taken place. So this I have checked by using this stellarium, and we have found out the same 18 degree 19 minutes. So that actually I have taken the stellarium example for this day. So for 1613 CE, 12th May, the 18 degree 3 minutes is the declination of the moon to the south, and the declination of the sun. I have not taken the picture. So this is from Vishnatha Daivagna's commentary on Ganeshna Daivagna's Grahalagavam. The periodicity of this Pata can be found out by using this formula, that is the number of civil days in a Mahayuga divided by the sun's revolution plus moon's revolution in a Mahayuga, which it gives you 25 days, 10 hours, 5 minutes, 7 seconds. Or else the same formula can be obtained, the periodicity can be obtained by using 360 degree divided by the sum of the daily motions of the sun and the moon. By taking the mean daily motions of the sun and the moon, I have come to this 25 days, 10 hours, 5 minutes, 8 seconds. So this is how we can find out the periodicity of Vyatipata and Vaidhrti. So as a concludatory part, in almost, I would like to say, in almost all classical Indian astronomical tests, the generally a section is devoted to a deep study of these two phenomena, Vyatipata and Vaidhrti. And importance has been given to these parallel phenomena ever since the time of Vedanta Jyotishya, the earliest astronomical text in Sanskrit. So I have presented a detailed discussion of these two significant phenomena. Actually, the ancient Indians have given a lot of importance to these two phenomena, that is the Patas, as they were considered as inauspicious for their religious observances. Actually, I need to do some more things, because we have started referring a book written by Dr. Ramasubramaniam, Dr. M.S. Sriram and Professor M.B. Srinivas. In the book Jeshtadevas Vasana Bhashya, they have beautifully derived a formula to find the declination of all planets and moon, so which gives the declination very close to the modern formula. So presently I am working on that to obtain the exact Vyatipatas. So thank you, one and all.
And incidentally, you gave example from Mallikarjuna Suri and Shaileja. Both are from Andhra Pradesh, and here there is a scholar from Andhra who is much interested.
Yeah, Tantra you have given the exact formula of
yes, sir.
inclination of the moon's
Yes.
orbit with the equator.
Yes. So
They
actually,
explained nicely in Vidya.
yes, sir.
And they have given a lot more details about it.
But I could not include all those things right now to this. So presently I am studying those things given by you people.
But
it is
really,
really,
but it seems to me that he has some approximations, As usual, he has some intuitive methods. He has got some approximate results, for finding the declination, including the latitude of the moon. I don't know whether you have done that. Including the latitude of the moon, he finds the declination and then of the moon, and then he gets the Vyatipata. Yeah. I think that's
Bhaskara, in the earlier of
yeah.
what you just said intuitively, they have used that term.
Yeah.
And maybe by successive
Approximation they will use.
you have tried to give the beautiful mathematical which is
astronomical significance of this.
nothing, the definition
Nothing.
should be equal. That's why in Western astrology they call it parallel astrology. Otherwise it should be.
Only it looks equally from the earth, the apparent motion of the sun and moon. Mathematically, the declinations are equal in magnitude.
My name is Bhaskara. I am from Pune. I attended one seminar in Mythic Society, Bangalore, and in that was organized by one scientist from America, Narahari Achar, and what he offered to Indian mathematicians that if data is provided to him, he can prepare the nakshatra sthiti, that is that sky of a particular day. And the seminar was on the date of Mahabharata, and various speakers spoke, and what he concluded that the difference coming in their calculations was by 550 years. That means after 550 years, some coincidence of nakshatras that occurs. That is what he told. I am not an expert, but what he did, he showed by transparency. Whenever you quote that shloka, he had prepared so many transparencies, and he would show. For example, he told that Krishna Shishtai failed, and after that, Krishna and Karna were going out of that sabha, and they were to decide the date of Mahabharata war. So he said, next Sunday, there is particular tithi and nakshatra. So he immediately showed that position of the sky to all the audience.
Actually, there are plenty of softwares are available, sir. The sky map, then stellarium. So with that, for any day we can watch any of the planet or any of the star. So by just giving the location, time, and as well as search if we give for the planets or the stars, so everything comes beautifully in that. So we can enjoy, instead of watching with this telescope, we can enjoy on the computer screen. Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all.